They're doing digital access. They're trying to hack the shit out of us. Do something.
I think we can go ahead now. We had our first little mini hacking session a couple weeks ago. And at the end of the last session, you had picked your next job from a list of 5. And that is where we'll pick up. This one will also be kind of like single mission focused. Maybe over time we'll have more opportunity to go out and start exploring the world. But for now, it'll be, I think, a little more railroady. Though the sandbox part of it is you picking, like last week was literally at a railroad station. I don't know if you noticed that. So I really railroaded you that time.
I didn't want to say it.
So to start this one, you are, as a crew, considering your next options for jobs, looking at rumors and possible opportunities, when Max gets a text messages, and there are text messages in this world, by the way. Everybody assumes that they're so easy to hack, even if you encrypt them. Like, you're never going to put anything valuable and interesting on it, just basic communication. But you get a message from Skim, your friend in the criminal world, who's known as a fixer, literally, who can fix things, among other things. It reads, "Hey man, maybe got a job connect for you. They need somebody now, so maybe worth a little extra to them." Pause. They're kind of weird.
Yay.
And he follows that up with an address kind of toward the outskirts of Arcadia, the district that's kind of your home base. It's sort of the operatives' dream, like everything can be bought here. There's all sorts of businesses and entertainment, and it's just this winding maze of a district. And you arrive at this address, presumably you're pursuing this job lead from Skim, and it is a butcher shop, and you are waved to the back of the shop into the like a big floor. And then when you think butcher in this world, for the wealthy, there's some actual meat. A lot of this is, of course, lab-grown meat of various sorts here.
Yeah.
But the back area is cleared out, and there are 2 people there dressed in what you recognize as the garb of the Bloodcutters. The Bloodcutters are, so a lot of people, of course, will want cyber tech in this world, right? The Bloodcutters go a different direction. They do all sorts of like gene splicing and hacking and bioware, not so much the technical stuff.
Ooh, very, very strange.
Yeah, and they are dressed in their sort of patented, think like scarlet colored, somewhere between scrubs and a suit, like kind of slick looking surgeon type outfit. I don't know what the material is. It's space latex. And they introduce themselves as Vitruvius and Paracelsus, obviously names taken from history. Vitruvius is a nervous fella. Seems like he'd be way more comfortable back in their operating room, not used to dealing with the public, kind of looking around askance at the unhygienic nature of this place. Paracelsus is an older woman with a serene air about her. She gestures to you to join them at a table.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to take a sip of tea. My allergies are just like murdering my throat.
Wow.
That's not very cyberpunk.
Yeah.
We'll have to edit that out.
It is when the Bloodcutters give me a new allergic response system.
All right.
Are they giving you a special like cybernetic implant for an inhaler?
Yeah, that would actually be kind of nice.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Well, the problem with Max is Max only has a charisma of 11. He's not wildly charismatic like me.
And so Vitruvius says, "We need a thing to get from over there to over there, and we need it quickly. Can you do something right now?"
Well, we could do something.
I looked to Paracelsus for a bit more clarity on that. Is she more relaxed than her cohort?
She seems more imperturbable. And as Vitruvius is talking, you get the sense of not only is he a nervous fella, he's a nervous fella who's having a day. Paracelsus is much more calm, and she kind of raises a hand, and you get the impression she's like a journeyman or master guild member, whereas Vitruvius is probably an apprentice. And she says, "We do have a bit of time to talk this through, but I might ask you a few establishing questions to make certain that this is the sort of job you might want to take before I offer extra extraneous details. First of all, your friend Skim says you are discreet. Is that a fair assessment?"
That is a fair assessment.
Then I must assess your squeamishness. This job would entail transporting modified human organs.
Oh yeah, I
Is
forgot.
that any obstacle for you?
As long as I don't have to look
at
at them, it's fine with me.
Excellent, excellent. Further, a certain ethical point of view, the chain of ownership of said enhanced organs, there might be some open questions as to the provenance, if you will. I would say that we own them. Other parties would certainly say that they own them. Does that present any issue for you? Some would consider our possession of this illegal, of course.
As I said, as long as the price is right, I have no questions to ask.
Okay.
I have one question.
Yes?
Are these organs still attached to a living person, or are they actually just ready to be transported outside of some living person?
That is a fascinating and perceptive question. Somewhere in between the two, interestingly. They are still attached to their host body, but the host body is no longer alive.
Okay.
What are we moving? How big is this?
Okay. All right. Well, I think we can... It seems like you have no basic objections to these parameters. If that's the case, we can reveal some more information. Again, discretion, please. And I will say that in the course of our discussing this, note that we know certain things in certain ways, and in some cases, just accept that we have ways of knowing them. Don't pry too deeply into that. Time will be of the essence, but as you'll find, we've got a few moments before you can actually start this operation. And Vitruvius unrolls a screen and triggers an image. It pops up. It's a face, just a guy, looks like, life hasn't been too kind to him. And Vitruvius now picks up, apparently doing an impersonation maybe of a police procedural he once saw where there's a briefing officer. Yes, well, this all centers around this fellow, Vitruvius says. Anik Iona. He was on maintenance, right? A maint, I think they call him on the streets, for a corporation, the Life Sciences Research Group. He got called up as an experimental subject where they implanted a fascinating variety of gene-spliced organs, a thyroid gland, pancreas, liver, kidney, a little bit of work on the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and his colleague waves to get on with it. Yes, of course. Their plan was to send him up into orbit to see how these things did in zero gravity. Mr. Iona had his own operational interest in trying out this equipment, and he cuts to what appears to be a security video feed, you're guessing from a street in Arcadia. He escaped the laboratory before they sent him up into orbit and visited... Well, you'll see for yourself. It appears he wanted to use his newly enhanced powers to settle a past dispute with what looks like a street gambling operation. And now he plays the security video. You see just, people with a couple tables set up, dice and cards, and people laying cash on tables. Then Iona, you recognize, comes in from the screen at the top corner and just starts throwing people around, like with it appears to be superhuman speed and strength. Then, after a few moments of that, he clutches his head in evident pain, collects himself just in time for one of the gamblers to shoot him square on in the face.
Oh, wow.
And you hear Vitruvius say, "Shame about the pituitary gland." Iona collapses to the ground. The gamblers gather up their money and equipment and flee. Well, that was the end of Mr. Iona, and he fast forwards a bit. Then a large, sleek ambulance-looking vehicle shows up with a corporate logo on it. A couple functionaries jump out, grab him, disappear into the back with him for a bit, and then drive off.
Do we see what the logo is?
Yeah, it is LSRG, the Life Sciences Research Group, the company that he escaped from. Now, Paracelsus picks up the story. We have acquaintances with the local benevolent organization. They were able to quickly arrange for that vehicle we just saw to be stopped, its operators persuaded to go on about their day, and even now, it is under a tarp and being carted into a garage nearby that your friend Skim actually set us up with. We're hoping that you can take operation of the vehicle. It has some sort of cyber protection on it. Drive it from here across a few districts she describes and ultimately meet our contact on the, hold on, I gotta get at Jarrett and Carr, which is a district, which is 2 decommissioned aircraft carriers. We've got a lab there where we can successfully detach the unfortunate Mr. Iona from the equipment keeping his organs alive, and research, as what my colleague called some very fascinating bio work.
What could be simpler?
What could be simpler indeed?
Sounds like Duke gets to drive a fancy car.
Now, this is not without risk, of course. The actual acquisition has been attained, but of course, we assume that the corporation will be trying to locate their former property. It is not going to be possible to remove Mr. Iona from the ambulance, we'll call it, the bio vehicle that they've sent along. That's what's keeping these organs intact.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
The customary fee, this is me talking now, is for your level for a basic job, $10,000, which they will happily pay. This would be the moment if you want to negotiate for more, given short notice, blah, 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 if anybody wants to have a go at it.
Yeah, I would like to suggest that, it does seem that this is very important and on short notice, and we happen to be available. It seems like it might be worth a bit more, say 13,000?
13,000? That's highway robbery.
I was going to say we could almost get our own ship for that.
Yeah. Yeah, but who's going to fly it, kid?
Duke.
Okay. I think we could have a roll to see how successful. If anybody wants to take the lead on negotiation, you can have a roll to see if you can talk them up a little bit.
Well, I mean, I forwarded it, so does anybody disagree that I should just go ahead and make this initial roll at least?
Yeah, whoever's our strongest in charisma should probably go.
Oh, I'm sure it's not me.
That's interesting, Damon, because your character sheet has charisma 127.
What?
At least what I got. But weirdly, a +0 modifier. I'm guessing that's a 12.
It's a 12.
Okay.
127. How weird.
Could I use Connect to try and persuade them into giving us some more money, considering LSRG is on our ass right now?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You can go if you want to make the roll. Oh, and you're technically the face here, and you have the face ability.
Yeah.
And you have good charisma. Not 127 good, but
not like mine, but
I gotta learn this shit.
Okay. So again, the skill roll is 2d6. And we'll get a little practice roll here, plus your skill, which looks to be 1, and your charisma modifier, which is a further 1. So 2d6 plus 2.
Very nice.
And I've got certain to talk them up at all, you'll need a 6, but there's break points. The better you do, the more money they'll be willing to offer.
Okay. Rolled a 10 plus a 2, got a 12.
Woo, that is quite good.
Very good.
13,000, you say. She pauses, negotiates with herself a little bit. Of course, but I hope for that amount of money we can count on some very extreme discretion as far as revealing anything you've learned about our operations.
I know nothing.
The less you tell us, the better.
All right. So she directs you, it's just a few blocks away to the garage where the ambulance should be dropped off within a few moments, she thinks. She explains that they're obviously Bloodcutters. They would like to not be seen walking into this place just to keep their organization a little distant from the operation.
No problem.
All right. Okay. You follow the directions she establishes, and actually, as you show up, Column's friend Skim is just wrapping up. He's moved some things aside in this garage. These are kind of a dime a dozen in the area, just sort of things that can serve as chop shops or hiding places or what have you. Skim gives you the secret handshake, Max, or whatever you do to greet each other, and waves you in. Weird folks, huh? These Bloodcutters. I wouldn't let them cut me open. But hey, to each their own. And he shows you around the garage. There's a little bit of equipment if you guys need to do any work here. There's some tarps lying around, paint. I think this used to be a chop shop, actually. And as he kind of gives you the lay of the land, there's a wrap on the big garage door. He opens it. People just have little mechanized carts pulling a really big cart on which the ambulance is loaded with a big tarp over it. They drag it in, shut the door. Skim says, "It's all yours. I'm going to go collect my money."
All right.
So now you guys are on the clock, and a common thing in this game is when you're in an operation, especially if you've triggered security, I start counting up and I actually have tick marks where things will start happening with the
Sure.
security response. So,
Right.
like, you could take lots of time here to do lots of stuff, which might help you sneak through, but
I think
the more
time is of
time
the
you
essence
take, the
anyway.
more, yeah. And I'll say, given who you guys are, you know some things about this corporation, LSRG. One of the relevant facts is they're a pretty dispersed organization. They're not known for the most coordinated security response. That's not to say there isn't any. It's just that they tend to, it's a little piecemeal. You would expect they'd be arriving a little bit at a time, but they are very high tech and are likely to have some sort of more high tech ways to track you down than,
I was
say,
going to
the
suggest that a
last
paint
crew
job
did.
probably wouldn't work.
Okay.
So, Cathode, why don't you and I check out any kind of digital defenses this thing might have?
Yeah, and you could see right away, actually, there's an optical scanner. So only authorized people can drive the thing. You don't have their eyes right now. So you are going to hack into the system to bypass that to run this thing at all.
All right.
The corpse does have a low strength transponder in it that they cannot safely remove. But from what they can tell in a quick scan, somebody trying to track it down would have to be pretty close. They couldn't put a major strength in it for fear that it might interfere with the organs that they've put in. And they suggest that it seems likely that the vehicle itself might have transponders as well. They've Skim explains that they've got like a tarp on it right now that's gonna block the signal, but obviously you can't drive around with the tarp on.
We always drive our cars with the tarp
Wait.
down.
Wait, hold on. They have the. There is a tarp. Could we take the tarp with us?
So Skim and whoever stole the car put this big blocking tarp. It's like literally covering the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, so it's covering it right now.
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to? Is that
Let's not worry about it.
okay? Never mind. Okay. Well, I guess if we're on the clock, then we're on the clock. Let's fucking go.
Okay.
All right.
The hackers are going to need some time to hack this thing. So if there's anything other people wanted to do, disguising the car, looking for transponders, whatever, you'd have a couple moments to do it.
Yeah.
The vehicle's operational, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, once somebody can hack it and get it started, absolutely.
Okay, so it's not damaged. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no visible damage. Yeah.
Duke would like to do a once over, check the tires, like take a quick look underneath for like suspension, anything that might get damaged or that's low hanging or something like that, just to try and figure it out.
Excellent. So,
and look for transponders in the meantime.
Okay, and Column, what do you want to do while this is being hacked?
So this thing has this logo, right, on the side. Is that its only identifying feature that would...
This thing looks like a sleek descendant of a modern ambulance. Like, it's not a common vehicle to see. It's not unique by any means. But yeah, the only super distinguishing thing would be the logo.
And you said that this corporation was a quite, did you say dispersed? So it's quite a large. So people would be used to seeing these vehicles.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So they're like, like FedEx trucks or.
Oh, not quite like that.
Not quite as ubiquitous as that.
No.
You know what I mean? But it's not the kind of thing that people.
It's not the Wienermobile, but it's not an Amazon Prime truck. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Oh, now I want it to look like the Wienermobile.
Yeah, I wish it was a Wienermobile. Okay.
All right, we can wait on that.
No, no. Wait till you get to my Thundar game. You'll get your Wienermobile.
Oh God.
Well, I don't really know. My thing would be I have fixed, so my thought was if there was any damage to it. But the vehicle you said it looks intact, and Duke's looking it over anyway, and he's our driver. So I don't know if there's. I guess I would take a look around this chop shop and see if there's anything that jumps out to me as in my ability to fix things. Do I see anything that we could use to cover up the logo, perhaps?
Excellent.
Change the logo, etc.
All right, so Let's have for Max. Let's just call that a fix roll. You're like looking to see what kind of tools, what kind of things are available
Sure.
that might be useful in this situation. And I think wisdom would make sense for your for the attribute on that,
Wisdom or
which is a
intelligence?
+1 for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it wisdom. Okay, so
Mhm.
that is it's 2d6, right?
This 2d6 plus
Plus-
your
plus
0 plus 1. Yeah.
Oh, 6. That is 7. Not very good.
Yeah, you find so it's not too subtle. You find what you would need to rivet on, like they've got some like old signs like that they might have been, whoever used this chop shop might have put on to cover logos. Actually, they would stand out as not being original equipment, but you could quick rivet them over to its just signs like Xavier Delivery Service, like a generic sounding business.
Well, what do you
could do
think?
that in pretty short amount of time. You could get it done before they're done hacking.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
Xavier Delivery Service.
Do it.
Okay. Let's see. We've got a sax solo coming up as Duke gives this ambulance a once over.
All right. So what do you want me to roll?
Let's see. Well, drive would be the skill, just because it encompasses a general knowledge of vehicles.
Got it.
And I don't know. Probably wisdom or intelligence, which is all the same to you, I think.
Yep. 0.
Okay.
So straight up. Now
Mhm.
tell me.
And this is a case where just better the roll, the more you'll understand this car before you get in and drive it.
7, lucky number 7.
7. Okay. Well, as you mentioned the suspension, the good news there is it's really good. This is built to be carrying complicated medical equipment, and they don't want it bounced around a lot. So it is ready to hopefully not react too badly toward whatever the road might throw at it. You get a sense of like what it's going to take to control it. Nothing you see, it's not like supercharged nitro injected. Like this is not a speedy race car that's going to get you from point A to point B fast. But it seems pretty durable and reliable. And of course, the elephant in the room is the corpse in the back. And when you open up the back doors, there is a plexiglass crate, basically with the remains of the test subject. In all their gruesomeness, nobody took a lot of time to delicately clean him up. He is attached to things in there. There's like wires and tubes going in and out, obviously all to keep this vital bio gear intact.
And they're still attached to the body.
Yeah, and that'll be a sanity roll. Oops, wrong game.
Wrong game.
Okay. Of course, now all of this doesn't matter if you can't start the car.
Right.
Yes.
So you know that a vehicle like this probably, this is not going to have a huge multi-node security system where you're breaking through one thing at a time. But it's valuable enough. It's probably going to have some sort of defense mechanism in it. Who wants to take the lead on the initial hack into it?
Well, I suggest that Katho, she's the better hacker.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
do
happy
it.
to aid her. Yeah.
Okay.
What am I rolling here? The 2d6 for what skill?
So it's your program skill plus your intelligence modifier, and that your intelligence modifier is where you shine. Your target is going to be an 8 on this. It's not, the crown jewels, but it's a fairly serious, secure node here. Remember that, Damon, that you can make an assist roll to help
Yes.
scout this out before
I would like to.
Kath makes the
Yeah.
approach.
And that's just my assist roll is just my basic programming stuff.
Program plus intelligence, yeah, which is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay, so 2d6 plus I've got a 0 in program, so that wouldn't be anything.
Ooh,
Right.
here's my aid
It's
roll.
not. It's
9.
not blank. I've got the skill, but it's not. There's no modifier to it.
Exactly.
All right, and then
hang on.
then,
Damon's making his aid roll first, and Damon, you have intelligence 14, but you have a +0 written down. But that should
No,
be
it's +1. No,
should be a
it's
+1. Okay,
Yeah, it is.
I
And
must
rolled
have
it.
an old version or something here. Huh?
It's
Weird.
weird.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you roll?
It's a 9.
Ooh, excellent. Okay,
I will send you a new copy of this.
excellent. So that gives you an additional +1, Kath, on your attempt to access this system.
got it. 13.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, baby.
All right. Yes, so you, as always, attach your cranial jack to your drive or your deck. attach the deck with the suction cup things to what is clearly like the cyber unit under the eye scanner. And you just instantly, so you get in very fast, which is a good thing for my countdown here. And this is not, a lot of times people have really fancy, elaborate environments in these things. This is not. This is just like a featureless white room. Nobody put a lot of artistry into this thing. Across the room is what is it? Clearly a node. It is just a button, and you see there's a node flowing to what you assume is the optical scanner. 13, you actually spot the trap here, the thing that will hopefully catch hackers unaware. It is a stationary demon, they call them, a lot of the security devices, that will actually, and this must be a bio company, it's actually meant to do neural damage to the would-be hacker.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll have to, and you're going in with her, right, Damon?
Yep.
Okay. So you will have to either pay the price as you cross it or deal with this demon before you get to the button.
Got the demon.
Mhm.
So you can look at your nouns and verbs and see if you have anything that can...
Stop the demon? Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. I got a kill avatar.
Ooh, nice. That'll do the trick.
Is that pretty perfect?
Yep.
Okay. You have access points to start with equal to your... Okay, so I'll just keep track of these. You've got 3 access points that you can spend in this hack. It costs 1 to trigger kill.
Mm-hmm.
And then no skill check modifier on that. So that takes us to the hack roll. Our target this time to beat this thing, it's also an 8, actually. It's the same level of security as the thing.
Do I also roll an 8 here, or can I?
If you are there, you can keep assisting. Definitely.
Yeah, I will do another
I'll
assistant
let
roll.
Damon go first then.
Okay.
Here we go. 8.
Oh,
That's enough. Okay, you get the bonus +1 again.
Excellent.
nice.
Oh, bad.
No.
You rolled snake eyes.
That's bad.
That's
oh,
really bad. Oh.
How did that happen?
Had to happen sometime.
You have actually triggered the defense thing. Both of you can make a saving throw. I think this is our first saving throw.
Ooh, excitement.
Saving throws are a D20. You're going to look at your mental saving throw, both of you.
Okay.
You want to roll equal
Wanna
to
roll-
or higher than to avoid being damaged by this.
Oh,
that's-
boy.
Is that with a D20 or that's
It's a
2d6?
D20, correct.
It's a D20.
Okay.
Oh,
No
boy, that's not
modifier.
Oh, yeah,
Modifiers?
2d6, that would suck. No,
Yeah.
nope, no modifiers.
Oh,
But your good
Equal to-
intelligence,
Equal to or higher?
correct, on a
Okay.
D20.
what is going on here?
I didn't make it.
Yeah, I have a 1, so no, I
Wow.
didn't make it.
No.
And a 7.
Okay,
A 7.
all right. You are both stunned. Fortunately, this wasn't lethal scrambling damage.
Good
Son of a.
I thought me and Duke were going to be driving around with like 3 cabbages in the back.
I like how Catherine and I were like, look, there it is, and then we
Yeah.
just watch it nail us.
Max, you just got done riveting a thing on. You then look up in the cab and you see both Kath and Plug, like they're actually like smiling. They just did something good. And then both of them like twitch and their kind of eyes loll over and their tongues hang out of their mouths for a moment.
See, this is why I don't do computers.
Mhm.
I suppose I can't there's no sense in me trying to disconnect them or anything, is there? I mean, I'm not going to know anything about this stuff that they do.
I don't know. You need your hackers, and they're, at least for the moment, stunned. The two of you.
Has this vehicle started or anything?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay, I would disconnect them.
Okay.
I would just lash out at whatever gear that's connecting them to this vehicle and try and just pull the wires out, whatever.
All right. So the good news is it seems to work. They slowly come to. The bad news is this is taking time. So my clock is advancing by the moment here. Hackers, you wake up and now you know what you need to do to get in, get around this thing and start it. It's just if you had succeeded there, you would have had it going without any ticks of my clock.
Right.
I heard it. I heard it.
If you want to go slow, you can you can actually push the button without another roll. If you want to go fast, you're going to need another program roll to quickly get past the shocking demon.
Go
I say fast.
Fast.
All
Fast.
right, what could possibly go
Does
wrong?
Cathode agree? Do we agree or disagree?
I'm in agreement. We go fast.
Let me do the aid roll again. Let's hope it goes well. 9. All right. Nailing this aid roll for you.
Okay. Good news is with the information you've gleaned from your failed attempt, you have a extra +1 in addition to that aid. So +2 plus your intelligence.
Oh, nice. Okay, so 2d6 plus 4.
Can't fail.
7. What is
Wow, but 7, that's probably okay.
Yeah, but
7.
what is wrong with me?
Okay. So you managed to avoid being shocked again, but it does take even a bit longer. Okay. Ooh, we hit a threshold. Excellent.
Okay.
But you don't know that, of course. Who said anything about a threshold being achieved? Okay. Finally, you manage to push the cyber button and the thing whirs to life. And now all along, the gear in the back maintaining the organs of Anak Iona has been running. That was on a separate power source, clearly. But your vehicle is started. The cart they brought in has a little ramp to get down to the ground level. You can throw open the garage door and drive on your merry way if you're ready.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to do. You need to go through Underark, which is where you were in the last mission, the sort of like destroyed residential area surrounding that big transportation hub project. Through there, around the outskirts of the Fairmount Orbital Launch District, and finally to the shore near the Jarrett and Carr District. That's the 2 decommissioned aircraft carriers. And that's where you'll meet, and you have directions on where to meet your Bloodcutter contact, so with a boat who will take it from there.
Plug is interested in trying to figure out what defense systems might be activated cybernetically here, if we need them.
Not much, as far as you can see. I mean, the defense was to not let people just hack in and start the car.
But this is not a car. This is not a
not a
Mad
combat
Max or
vehicle,
Car Wars
no.
kind of thing.
No,
That's
this
sad.
is clearly something to bring, living and or dead humans from point A to point B without allowing their condition to deteriorate.
This is no Batmobile, I'm hearing.
I
Okay.
was going to be
Okay.
pit.
Is there any way to bypass it so we can just turn it on and off ourselves, or is that going to take too much time?
Oh, yeah, you can do it now that they've hacked their way in.
Oh, okay.
Duke wants to drive it manually like a Link.
Yes.
So
Everything's derived.
you have one basic choice at the outset on this drive. You can include high roads, these bridges that rise up above districts, above potential flooding, and they're a faster way generally to get from point A to point B. There can be traffic jams. The downside is they have very few on-off options. So if you get made and somebody is on your tail, you can either go straight, turn around, or dive off the bridge. Or you can take the low road option, staying on back roads. There'll be slower, but allow a lot more choices and a lot more opportunities to lose pursuit.
I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah. All right. You're the driver.
What, we're going slow or we're going the high roads?
The high roads, I'm afraid we're going to get caught in something in this big old boat.
I want to have Rob look up vehicle chases.
I think there is a section in the book.
Okay, so
Yeah,
does
let's go slow. Yeah.
knowing, well, I guess just knowing the traffic patterns of being in the city and driving around before, would Duke have any idea if this would be a good time for the high road or for taking the back roads?
But it would probably be fine. Like, traffic-wise, this isn't like traffic jam time to the extent that you could predict these things. No, your main concern about it would be, like, if you get trapped there, you're trapped there.
Sure.
More so than the traffic. Like, if you were just driving a normal car, then definitely the high roads would be the faster way to get from where you're going to where you're going. Or where you're starting to where you're going.
I think the low road's the way to go.
I'm going to pause. I forgot to mention, I think Duke is the only one with something relevant here. You have the contact or the face ability, right?
Yes.
Where you can, for any mission, basically invent a contact who can be useful.
Mm-hmm. It's once
I don't know
per
if you
game.
want to trigger that or
It's once per game week.
right,
So,
which you probably don't do more than one mission a week. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I guess I really didn't know how time was going this way, but no,
Yeah.
that's fine. Would I know anybody in traffic enforcement? No, not enforcement. Like in the traffic system,
Yeah,
knowing
that makes
where
sense.
stuff is, where stuff's going, and if they would be able to beam it to my phone,
Ooh, I
then
like that.
we could use my phone as just a way of knowing advanced traffic and where stuff is, so we can kind of avoid
Yeah.
it or where traffic jams are or
That
something.
makes total sense. So your face ability again allows you to have like one usable acquaintance, as you said, each week, and it would make sense as a ace driver that might be the sort of person you would know. Sure. So I'm just going to have you make kind of a luck roll. Give me a 2d6 plus 1 just to see how much information you're able to get over quick text in real time.
7.
So I will throw you some useful pluses from time to time with that information. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. So what you see, you pull out of the garage, and you need to make your way out of Arcadia, and you are presumably all being alert. So two people get sit up front, the other two get to sit and keep Anak Iona company. How do you want to split
So
that
Duke
up?
has to be up front,
Well,
right?
Duke,
And
obviously.
I propose that Max also sit up front because he
Yes.
seems to be our weapons guy.
Yep.
We'll sit in the back and take care of the cargo.
Yeah, we'll do a good job.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so you pull out of the garage, kind of make your way sort of, there's like a lot of, this is not a huge driving district, there's pedestrians. You spot a couple of things. As you drive by one more main street, you see a couple people in LSRG uniforms. They've hopped out of a vehicle, they're talking to passersby. Clear, like you get a quick look, but you get the sense of these are security guys asking people if they've seen anything. The other thing you see as you go a little further is like you pass a group of people and they're pointing upward. And when you point up, you see kind of zooming across the sky about 30 feet up a little mini dirigible with some sort of like wireless contact node on it.
So kind of like an eye in the sky.
Quite possibly, yes.
Okay.
Search Zeppelin.
It's a way of getting a drone around pretty easily.
And cheaply.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to start with our drive roll to see how much progress you can make while security seems to be converging on this area.
Okay. So, what would the modifier be for the drive? Is that
Drive, I would assume dexterity.
Okay, that's a plus 1.
And I'll give you a plus. The best traffic information you're going to have is this immediate area from your contact.
Okay.
So you'll get an extra plus 1 on this. And this is a contested roll now. I'm going to be rolling for security. They're going to be at a minus because they're just starting to show up now.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 plus a 1 plus a 1 is 8.
Ooh, I rolled an 11 minus 1 is 10.
Shit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. You get stopped at an intersection, just like cross traffic backs up for a moment. And on the other side of that backup, you see a van, an LSRG security van, clearly labeled as such. And they don't have dark tinted windows. You see somebody point some kind of scanner towards you, and you see like pointing and whatnot. And somebody picks up a walkie talkie. They've made you for the moment.
I'm going to step on the gas if I see that.
Okay. You see as you're starting to make your maneuver. So what are you doing? Turning around and going back to find another way? Or
So
what's
I
your maneuver
guess
here?
so the van's in front of us, the van's behind
So
us.
you're here on this intersection. There's a cross street in front of you. On the other side of that street, they're going to be coming the opposite way. So if this traffic hadn't been here, you would have driven like past each other. So they're over there facing toward you.
On the opposite side of traffic.
Mm-hmm. And just now the traffic has broken and there's a clear path through for them and you.
Oh yeah, so I'm going to try and just go on quickly.
All right. All right.
I see that as soon as I see the opening, I'm just going to go.
Okay. Hold that thought for a moment. As you're
Yep.
doing it, you see an indicator light up on the control panel, and you realize the symbol for outside digital access.
Max. No, hackers,
Uh-oh.
hackers, something's going on. They're doing digital access. They're doing digital access. They're
Okay.
trying to hack the shit out of us. Do something.
Okay.
Right, we'll block them.
And
I don't know what's
You don't need
going
to
on
panic,
with this
Duke.
stuff. I'm ready to go.
so Duke steps on the gas. Max, you see now one of the dirigibles, maybe now that van made you, is like pulling up and trying to like match course with you. You assume that's probably where the access is coming from. And probably, you know how these things work. There's probably a bunch of these little mini drones, dirigible drones, all networked together.
Okay, how far away is this thing?
Yeah, shoot them.
About 30 feet up. Actually, it's lowered a little to try to grab a better signal on you.
Okay, okay. Max lowers his window and leans out, and then with my money, I bought myself some flash grenades, some frag grenades, and a heavy pistol. I will go with the heavy pistol.
What about the
And-
demolition charge?
I didn't do a demolition charge.
Oh, okay.
I
Damn it.
decided to buy some reinforced long coat instead.
Ooh, nice.
I will start to take care of my appearance a bit more. So, so I will try and take a shot at this thing with a heavy pistol. It's got a range of 10 to 100. I don't know what the.
Well, it's meters.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're within range.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, okay. And,
so this is actually a combat roll, so it's with a D20.
ooh,
Oh,
Of course, a
okay.
different system uses a different dice, so I better
Well,
get to
why
the combat
not?
section here. We knew you guys like ran past the potential combat last time, so we never got to try it out. Not that was a bad idea. I applaud that decision. We don't really need to roll. Actually, no. We should roll initiative, and I believe Column. That's kind of your thing. You have a bonus on initiative roll.
I can't be surprised or execution attacked. And on group initiative rolls, we get to roll twice and take the better one.
Excellent. Okay.
So are we officially in a chase?
You're in a contested action sequence, I will call it. So you're going to roll 1d8 plus whoever has your best dexterity attribute modifier, which I believe is Duke's +1.
Oh, I have a +1 on my dexterity.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. So Column, you go ahead and roll again and take take the better of the two.
2.
Okay, but
Plus
your
one,
special
plus one.
ability lets you roll
Oh,
again.
No.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
Okay.
One better.
Well, I've got good news. I just rolled a 1.
Oh, excellent.
For their initiative. Okay, now you guys have the drop on Team NSRG. So you were about to try to shoot that dirigible, Column. So yes, now I'm looking at the combat. So D20 plus shoot if you have it, plus dexterity.
I do not have shoot, but I do have a +1 on dexterity, so that's
And your target to hit this thing is...
gotta be pretty tricky because we're both.
It's a trick. Yeah, I guess it's not just its armor. So yeah, it's going to be a 13 to hit it. So it's not heavily armored, but it is a tricky shot.
That's 11. That is 12.
Okay, you graze it, but don't seem to do any damage. Hackers, you just heard Duke say, "Hey, there's some kind of like outside hacking attempt going from this thing, presumably that Max didn't shoot down just now." There are nodes to try to hack into the controls of this vehicle back here if you want to try to get in and counter this. Or,
I'm
Yes,
in.
definitely.
okay, or the other option is one or both of you could try to find the receiver for it, if it's possible to find it, and just try to cut access from the outside world. Not in cyberspace.
Oh, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then so we can do two things at once.
Hack it.
Okay, Kath doesn't need to roll again to get access because you've already gotten into
plugged
this
in,
system.
yeah.
Yep. But here now, you again in this weird blank, uncreative white room, you see a glowing sphere starting to manifest. Now you know the best way to hack is to have this direct contact, right? Cranial jack, deck, taped, latched onto the thing. Clearly, they're trying to do remote access, which whenever you roll it is at a minus. So that gives you an advantage in what's going to be this contested skill roll with the remote hacker.
Okay. Whoa.
Nice.
I don't know if do any of your program nouns or verbs make sense here? I think this may just be a contested programming roll, honestly.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have an activate and a deactivate.
Ooh,
I also have an erase and a kill.
I think deactivate This thing is basically the avatar of the remote hacker who's gonna, if they can manifest, they're gonna just shut down the car.
Okay, so deactivate avatar.
Yep.
All right.
What? I did not know we were going to be doing this much hacking.
Yeah. It's a cyberpunk game. Oh,
I suppose.
deactivate is a +1.
Great.
So it's your usual roll. You get the +1 because deactivate's kind of an easier program. Turn off the target for at least a round.
Okay, so I get a +1 in addition to my intelligence modifier.
Correct.
All right, so that would be +3.
Yep. And then I am trying to. He's trying to unlock this.
Niner.
9.
Niner.
Okay, and then his roll with modifiers is at a -2 because the remote hack, just a 5. So yeah, you do some work and you have kind of leverage here. You are able to unleash this program and the manifesting orb blinks out for now. That doesn't shut them out forever, but at least for now, they're not going to be taking over your car.
But wait, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have an erase. Can I erase the data file that generates this avatar?
No, because if you want to try to track it back to its node in the dirigible, so you'd have to make an access roll now to try to get into their system where this is coming from. So that's something you can think about for the next round. But right now, in the physical world, we've got plug, and you are trying to locate and unplug. Yes. So you got fix, at least at a 0 level. So I think that'll give you access at least to a normal roll to be like, where would the remote access point be? Where could I find it?
I was suggesting that would work. Okay, good. Thank you.
I think so.
Maybe,
that would make sense.
Can I use intelligence with that too?
It's going to be an 8
here
target.
we go.
Ooh, okay.
11,
you
my
were
friend.
able to do it with an 11 pretty quickly. Yeah. Obviously, it's not, amidst all the medical gear. It's closer to the front of the vehicle, so you kind of squeeze past Kath, pull up a little access port, and then you see the remote access. For just a situation as this, actually, when their stuff gets stolen. You don't need to roll to break it. You could literally just yank off a little antenna-looking thing.
Oh.
Finding it was the key.
Yeah, no, this is going to be physical damage.
All right. So, Duke, your
Excellent.
buddies have, at least for now, fended off the hack attack. What are you doing?
So he's going to take out his shotgun. It's just a double barrel shotgun, but he's going to kind of pass it over to Max and like, maybe try this. It's got slugs in it. It's at a -1, but still, you can try. And then I guess see if I can reach out to my contact and just kind of make some distance between. Is that possible? Text and drive? I mean, I could do it.
Yeah, you're texting and driving. I think that makes sense for Duke.
No, it's talk to text.
Yeah. And my understanding is you were kind of like, hey, give me a running update of what's going on with traffic.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be looking at my phone and see if there's any way I can kind of like juke and jive him around and just try and put some distance between us, getting close and stuff like that.
To get out of this intersection, your options are kind of floor it and go straight past them, which I think is what you said you're going to do.
Yep.
Fast U-turn or dive onto the side street amidst traffic.
No, I'm gonna try and stay on the street as much as I can, and I'm looking for like any options to just make headway forward to get away from them.
Excellent. Okay. So this is going to be a contested roll. They're at a minus since they're facing the opposite way of where you're going. This will be a drive roll for you and for them.
So then 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
2d6 plus 1.
Plus drive plus
5. That was a 4.
I rolled a 6 minus their wrong direction penalty as a 5. Okay. So
5 and 5.
Yep. So you blow right past them and they react. You don't see weapons drawn, and you're assuming that they don't want to do anything that's going to damage the vehicle with the expensive stuff that they're trying to recover in the first place. So that's at least one hazard you don't have to worry about. They managed to do a quick U-turn and keep you in sight, but you're too far away from them for them to try to do anything, to try to come up alongside you or anything like that. Hold on, I'm ticking off another thing on my clock. Doesn't trigger anything. Ooh. Nothing yet, though. Okay.
I just wanted to get out in front. Yep.
You have left now the Arcadia district, and you are in the Underark. Now, this is where that big transportation hub is where you were last time, but most of it is still residential areas that were destroyed to build more of this transportation hub complex. So it's just basically roads and then construction paths and rubble. Not a lot of people around. Those who do, when they hear vehicle coming at high speed, just duck out of the way back into their shanties and whatnot. You don't see, Column, the dirigible. It's just not as fast as your car. So you've at least left that one behind for now.
Okay.
So what is your
Okay.
plan? How are you going to try to lose pursuit, team? And you can consult with each other. Like, it's not like you can yell back and forth to each other.
How much of a distance behind us are they?
Probably call it a block, a city block.
Yeah. So then I'm just laying on the horn and I'm gonna blast through.
Okay.
Like knowing because I just staked this place out, so I would have an idea of where people might be. And I'm just gonna be loud, and if I know they're gonna scatter, I'm just gonna be loud and blast through.
All right. Let's see. Jenny, you had thought about trying to hack back into their system?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want your helper with you this time?
What do you think, Plug?
Yes.
Now, without the connection they got in through, your remote hacking now, so there's going to be a -1. You can still do it, though, because this thing, it's close enough to try to do remote, because it was able to try it for you.
Can I do an aid again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you would, please.
I seem to be good at it so far. Of course, I'm just going to... Not so good this time. Just a 6.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's
No 8.
Nope, that's not going to do it. Okay, this is going to be a
Alright.
tougher one with remote. You're aiming for a 9 here, Kath.
Oh
luck.
yeah,
We're counting
okay,
on you.
this is not so good. You said -1,
Well,
so
sorry,
wait,
that was with the 9 was with the -1 into account. So it's a -1 on the roll. You're aiming for an 8. Sorry, I won't do the math prematurely.
okay. In that case, with my modifier, that would be only a +1 for me
Correct.
instead of a +2. All right,
Exactly.
here we go. 9.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So you get into this super simple node, and it just says, like, you actually see the letters, surveillance drone node, and then like 4031. And you get a sense, you see nodes going to a quick count, at least 7 more of these things somewhere in the region. So it's interconnected, but this is clearly the one that's closest to you.
Okay, so there's no way of taking out the entire database, just this one.
It would be some work to try to take out the entire database with some
Okay,
preparation.
so right now we're just trying to get rid of this one thing that's on our butts pursuing
Exactly.
us.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's see what would be appropriate here. Would be a deactivate.
I think deactivate makes exactly, that makes all the sense
All
in
right,
the world.
and would
Which
that
is a
be a
+1
machine or would that be a machine or an avatar or
machine. Yeah, if you have
machine?
machine, that's
Okay.
perfect.
I've got machine.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah,
so
deactivate
roll.
machine is exactly what you're trying to do.
oh great. Okay, so and Damon's got a 7 there. That's not going to work, right?
Let's see. You said the
Great.
-1, so no. Yeah.
no. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I've got a +1 because of my deactivate.
hmm Plus your 2 for intelligence, so that's
plus my
+3, but
Yep.
-1 for remote access.
Oh, that's right, because it's remote access. Okay. 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Getting the rolls when you need them.
So yeah, you Plug are peeking through like the little window on the back of this ambulance, and you see like it's got just like a faint light. This drone like whirring, trying to like keep up with you, and all of a sudden it just drops. Like the rotors stop moving, and it not like a brick because it's a dirigible, but it just floats straight down toward the ground now. The only thing you have to lose now is this security truck. Looking in the rear view mirror. Oh, Max, you're riding shotgun.
Literally.
It seems like they're getting desperate. You see the passenger in the shotgun seat has some sort of tube pointed at you. You recognize it as some sort of electronic countermeasure weapon, like it's going to do some kind of pulse. It's dangerous for their purposes because it could, of course, not just knock out the car, but also the equipment. But if they lose you, they don't get it anyway. And you see them, and now the roads are a little bumpier here. You see him like trying to like lean out the window and get a good bead on you, and waiting for a straightaway maybe to take the shot.
Oh, how far are they?
Just like still about a city block. Yeah,
City
shit.
blocks. So they are further than 100 feet from me. That's gonna be no good to me.
I would say so. Yeah,
Oh, I know what I could maybe do.
demolition charge.
I don't have a demolition charge, but Let me see. I got 2 frag grenades.
Oh yeah.
I got a flash grenade. Let's do frag grenade.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll assume that it's got like a 10-second fuse.
So yeah, you're. It sounds like you want to pull it, time it, drop it, so that it goes off on or about the time they drive over it.
If they're like almost a block away, I would pretty much just pull it and drop it and hope for the best. So
All right. What would we roll for that? Oh, you'd probably need to hurl it then too, given that distance. So I think exert would probably make sense.
okay, so I have a 1 in exert, so that's gonna be
Ooh.
2d6 plus 1, and then strength.
And I'll say a 9 is going to make it work perfectly. A 6 or higher will give a partial effect here.
Okay, and you're saying that would be a strength, right? It's not gonna be a dexterity.
I think so. Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. So that's 2d6 plus 1. All these, and that is a 8-9.
Nice. Okay. You time it just right. They finally like settle in and the guy like leans out further, clearly ready to take the shot. Just as it goes off in front, the van like veers sideways and then rolls. So you don't know the fate of the occupants, but they are clearly not following you
I
anymore.
have no idea, but it did 11 points of
Oh,
damage.
shit.
You should-
Yes.
And
Yeah, that would be-
I don't know what the trauma die does, but
For our intents and purposes, you've done what you had hoped to do.
Yes.
Okay, you guys are just about clear here, except that Duke, you get a text. Traffic clear, got a good path for you. Surveillance copter up. Watch out overhead.
Okay. Was there a location with that surveillance copter?
The van guys, before they tipped, must have relayed your general location and bearing. So yeah, it was moving toward Arcadia District and veering into now Underark, where you guys now what you're getting through. If you take a little extra time and time it just right, you can find there's a stretch once you get into Fairmount where there's a bunch of covered underpasses where you can go unseen by anything in the sky. A good drive roll will get you there without them getting a bead on you. And then you'll be in the clear if you can pull this off.
Okay. So knowing that, I'm just going to try and aim for the cover of Fairmount. Drive us there.
All right. So we've got a drive roll.
So I got 2d6 plus 1
Yeah.
on me right now.
One other character can kind of try to spot for him now, since everybody's just a passenger, and make an assist roll to try to be like, no, turn here, and backseat or shotgun seat drive, which would mean you'd make a drive roll, and if you succeed, you give them a +1.
I mean, it seems like it ought to be Max, really, because
He's in the shotgun seat.
Yeah.
It's true.
all
Yep.
right.
Yep. I am Garthing it right now.
Actually, you've got notice 0. I'll let you roll your notice so you don't have to take a minus. That
Okay.
makes all the sense in the world, actually.
5, 8, 9.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to give Duke a +1 on your drive roll now.
Okay.
Kyle's like, no, don't turn there. There's like a delivery truck.
Oh.
That kind of thing.
2d6 plus 1 plus 1 sounds like a 12.
Okay. Yeah, so after Max says, don't turn here, you're like, okay, no, I know what I'm doing. And you get through, you actually go in a little bit into the like place where you'd like pull in if you were going to park at the airport. But it cuts through at the other side, leads to an underpass that takes you under a lot of the terminals and things like that, across to the other side, and takes you out on the other side of the Fairmount district. You've got a lot of time underground where the chopper has no chance to see you. And you are able then, unpursued, to make your way to the drop
Foot down.
point.
Foot fucking down. We're going.
Yeah. The Bloodcutters contacts are there as promised. They have like what looks like it might have been some sort of amphibious lander recommissioned, and they just have you pull the vehicle back onto it, and they'll offer you a ride back to town. And they can deliver it to their lab from there, and they make the money handoff.
That was easy.
Boom.
Awesome.
Almost too easy.
Oh, it could have been worse. If you dallied too long, the next cutoff was going to be the road checkpoint setup. Yeah, no. And you got a good head start on the helicopter.
Yeah.
This is an interesting system. So I'm starting to get this idea, like that the whole ticks Like, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and that's I'm being a little creative with it. The examples they give for that is, okay, you're in the facility where you're breaking into hack stuff and you've triggered security. As the GM, I'm supposed to have, okay, first security guards go to their stations, then lockdown, then so and so.
Right.
So and
I didn't get to
things
fire
ramp
the
up and up.
shotgun.
You didn't get to fire the shotgun. That's
Oh.
sad.
But you did get to shoot a gun, which
You
is
I
are
cool.
did.
our explosives expert.
I got to miss a balloon. Having a demolition charge does not make me an expert.
It's worked. Both of the times you've
Yeah.
used explosive, they have worked. In Duke's mind,
It's
that
true.
makes you an expert.
So you guys have you negotiated up to $13,000 to spread amongst you, and you'll get each 2 experience points, and I believe you had 2 from the previous one.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
it's 4
just
XP.
given that we don't play these games forever, I am using the fast leveling option, which means that you go up to level 2 now. All right, let us level you up. First of all, hit points. You roll 1d6 for each character level you possess. Now, so you're going to roll 1d6 per level plus your constitution modifier. If it's higher than your current hit points, you take the new amount. If it's equal to or less, your hit points just go up by 1.
Weird.
Yeah, it's kind of funky. So it's not
So
like
I'm sorry,
D&D where you're going to end up with 10d6 of hit. Well, I guess you could.
Fine.
Does anybody have the hard to kill edge? I don't think any of you did. Okay.
No.
That would just give another +2.
So that is more than my current hit points, my 5. Does that mean it just becomes...
So it becomes that
5?
higher amount now, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, I got
that's
9.
interesting.
I got 9.
Okay, 7.
Ooh, wow.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm at 6 and I was at 6.
So then you add 1. Now, you lower each of your saving throws by 1. Your attack bonuses go up +1. So
Oh, yeah. Level divided by 2. Rounded down. Oh,
Mm.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
you get 3 skill points. You can spend on improving your skills or to save for later. Here are the costs. To get a new skill at level 0 costs 1. To bump a skill from 0 to 1 costs 2. To bump from 1 to 2, which you can do now, costs 3. And oh wow, at level 2 you can add a level to an existing focus or pick up the first level in a new focus. Yeah, okay, that's everything for leveling up to level 2.
Hooray!
So we
Sweet.
close this game with a look at what you want your next job to be. So here's my list of 5 options.
5 options.
The first 2 held over from the last time. The others either resolved themselves or people hired different operatives to do them. The ones that held over are investigate mysterious death of key player in Green Shine Syndicate. Somebody wants to hire somebody to do that. Illicit drug producer wants a rare reagent retrieved from a post-flood disaster zone. And then here are the new ones. Somebody's looking for someone to do some internal corporate sabotage. A megacorp called Consolidated Holding is looking to get ahead of their rivals within the corporation via sabotage. Somebody wants someone to steal hidden information from the MBM, Mind Body Mind cult.
Hey, didn't we just do that?
We just dealt with them.
They
Oh,
were
yeah,
the
okay.
hired security at that theft you did.
Okay, got it.
That's right.
Though you did actually steal a little bit of information from them as part of the setup for that.
Okay.
And the last option is somebody wants you to locate and reconnect a forgotten old net network hub in an underground vault. So
That
the
sounds
survivor,
awesome.
what is now the internet, somebody wants you to reconnect tubes.
That one I'm really interested in.
Argue amongst yourself.
I like rare reagent retrieval from the flood disaster zone.
Oh, and hey, I have an acquaintance who's a popular drug dealer.
Ooh.
I'd be down for it.
I'd go for that. I'd be
I'm
all
down
right.
for
All right.
it.
Well, that
I'm
sounds
down-
like 3 votes.
I'm down
We'll do
for
that then.
anything. Oh, we're doing
Yeah,
the.
I mean, I like all of them, but the drug producer's good.
I do like the locate and reconnect forgotten old net. Sounds like a.
Yeah,
like a,
those are my 2
It
favorites.
sounds
but-
like a dungeon crawl, is what it sounds like.
Okay, so does somebody want to toss a coin? What do we want to do? You want to roll for it?
I kind of pushed for the bio organ thing last time, so I'm going to step away on this one.
I thought everybody
Right.
wanted the
Well, I
the
thought, well, yes,
organs.
so I felt like I was first when he said that, but go ahead.
I'll roll a d. I'll roll a d6.
Okay.
If it's 1 through 3, we'll do the drugs.
Cool.
If it's 4, 5,
Cool.
6, we'll do the dungeon crawl.
Nice.
We are doing a dungeon crawl.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to locate the old net.
We're going
I like
to
it.
locate the old net.
All right, I am
Nice.
pasting
There's-
that
there's-
and
there'll be
bold-facing
some-
it.
There'll be some good hacking for us there, Plug.
Old-fashioned hacking.
Yep. Have to
All
go
right.
back to our old school roots.
Shit,
Cool.
man.
All right, that is it for this week. Thanks, everybody.
Wow,
All right.
that was a quick
That was-
session. All right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun though. It was
I
action
like to
packed.
keep
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I feel like this is one where it's good to keep it quick and punchy.
Thanks
I
to
don't know.
some good driving there by.
Yeah, I like
was-
quick and punchy. That's good.
What?
Yeah, I
That's
like
fine.
I like it because it's kind of it's sort of more episodic that way.
Mhm.
It's like a monster of the week kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of fitting our niche. We're fitting our niche. We're doing our
Yep.
thing. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Gonna play us out there, Duke.
We're like the Cyberpunk
Honk,
18.
thump. Honk, thump. Honk, thump.
All right.
Wait, I thought the saxophone was a wind and percussion instrument, hence the boom.
It's the boom.
All right.
Ball.
Bye, everybody.